They're not bad tax returns, over $10,000 one year and $7,000 the next. They were in young father Vlado's name, but he never lodged them. Maybe these tax agents can shed some light.
He's not happy, nor is he.
I've been robbed, I've been pushed in a hole, dealt with unfairly. My identity has been stolen.
Who'd have thought a humble tax return could create such angst?
Do I need to report a crime, please? An alleged fraud. Just tell him the police are already on the way here.
So listen up.
It's a big concern for everybody.
Because tax time is coming and you don't want to end up like this fellow whose refund went to somebody else.
PO box, which I don't own, that's not mine. That's not my signature and it's not even dated.
Aussie-born Vlado Budimcevic worked hard and had a long break in Europe, 2 years in fact. But when he returned and started back at work, he found someone had been lodging tax returns for him while he was away.
They've taken obviously my tax file number from the previous store, Liverpool Financial Services.
Where you lodged your tax return?
Yeah.
Vlado's tax agent had since closed down, but a former employee of that office, this man, was allegedly still lodging Vlado's claims.
It's a healthy return, look at that. Over 10 grand, over 7 grand.
Yeah, I wish I had that money.
But someone got it under your name.
That's right.
Vlado soon discovered his absent tax returns were lodged at a new tax agency.
Those returns have been created through the tax law.
But remember, he wasn't even here.
I was away overseas.
Vlado was gobsmacked.
Taking the government's money.
So he got his best mate and savvy businessman Brendan to help him sort out what happened.
Tax store did no verification of Vlado's as a person. It's just all fraudulent.
Vlado, when you went into the tax office, what did you say to them?
I asked him first if he knows me. He said no. Well, I said, yeah, you've lodged 2 years' worth of my tax returns and you don't know me. Had a close look at the consent form, found the signature to be fraudulent and a bank account number that I don't know of, which is not mine at all.
Was he able to tell you whose bank account number that was?
No.
If the tax store had checked the signature against Vlado's passport or driver's licence, they would have found it was very different to the fraudulent one on the Shonky tax claim. There wasn't even a photo check.
They created all these group certificates, fraudulent obviously again.
Yes, once your group certificate looked, well, official. Duplicate, stamped, signed and dated. Now they look more like a simple Word document from your employer.
Once upon a time, your tax return was actually checked by the tax office. But guess what? There's a thing called self-assessment. So in other words, you do it yourself.
Finance reporter Ross Greenwood.
So as a result, if somebody else is acting fraudulently with your tax affairs, well, unless somebody blows the whistle, they get away with it.
A lot of people have...
Indeed, Vlado and Brendan couldn't believe just how easy it was for someone to claim for someone else.
We really were starting to feel quite uncomfortable about how many more people this could potentially affect.
So they took themselves down to the tax store office and videoed their discussions.
So I just want you to know that everything that we've discussed today has been recorded here on video camera, okay?
That's okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
It didn't take long for franchisee Atif Ilyas to give up a name.
No. His name is Muhammad Yaqub, and he acquired that company.
He acquired the company.
Yeah.
I understand.
Because that company has closed.
This is Muhammad Yaqub, former employee of that closed company where Vlado once lodged his tax returns, and the man who was still lodging them, claiming he was Vlado.
Muhammad, can I ask you why you're filing tax returns for other people?
But Muhammad wasn't wanting to discuss tax this day, and Atif was pleading innocence.
Because for $110, I'm not going to do fraud because I have my practice. I have lots of clients, so...
And putting the blame squarely on Muhammad.
Well, we are all human beings. We trust sometimes. We trust the wrong person, isn't it? If someone come to us and he do Even in the business, sometimes people come to us and we trust them, okay, whatever he's saying.
Interesting thing though. You see, we discovered with a simple social media search that Mohammed from the old Liverpool services store is Facebook friends with a tiff. Loves giving a big thumbs up to many of Mohammed's photos.
Tiff,
Since that recorded meeting, a tiff has gone to ground.
we've got a few more questions on Vlado's tax return. Can you open the door for us? Hello?
All of which doesn't help Vlado, who has just discovered he has been red flagged at the Australian Tax Office through no fault of his own.
And I just don't feel safe anymore.
So the lesson here is simple. Just be careful who you hand your tax file number to.
We asked Treasurer Josh Frydenberg for an interview for this story, but he declined. The ATO wouldn't comment on Vlado's case either, but says it's investigating the matter. That statement is on our website.